by the Raptors there. Williams. Tatum. Got it. Good night. Timeout is called.
All right, welcome to the Celtics post-game live. Tom Giles in for Amita Smith. Got Eddie House alongside. Celtics winning 116-110, Eddie. A gutsy win here for this team. It was down by 6 at halftime, but came out in the third quarter. Looked like just a different team overall in that second half.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Looked like a totally different team on the offensive end, right? And I think that bled off into their defense. They played extremely good defense. They got easy baskets. And the difference from the first half to the second half that I noticed was the spacing. The spacing on the court gave everybody opportunities to operate, whether they were attacking or whether they were getting attacking the kick for threes or attacking for themselves to score. I mean, Jayson Tatum, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block. I mean, definitely engaged in that third quarter, but and they took care of the ball. Only 1 turnover in that third quarter.
Yeah, let's actually talk about that third quarter in particular because the Celtics outscoring the Raptors 35-18 in that third quarter. Jayson Tatum had 17 points, but as you brought up, just the 1 turnover, and you see they shot the ball extremely well, as you brought up the spacing and everything else. But to me, what we talked about at halftime, and you brought it up, the fast break points. Toronto had 0 fast break points in that third quarter. Let's show you some of the highlights from that third quarter where the Celtics just took this game over.
Yeah, just look at the spacing on this court. Then a paint touch. Everybody getting in the right spot so guys have room to operate. Jayson Tatum able to go one-on-one right there. Here's a drive, another paint touch, a finish on the other side of the rim. But the spacing, if you look, they're not playing in the crowd. In the first half, I felt like none of these driving lanes were open. They were playing in the crowd. It was tough to make your move. It was tough to make your secondary move. Right here, guys are moving the ball, moving their bodies, and just moving all over the place and with great spacing and with purpose. They're cutting with a purpose. They're driving the basketball with a purpose. They're making passes with purpose, on time and on target, and it all leads to great offense.
And you're seeing plenty of great looks for Jayson Tatum. Jaylen Brown were both huge in that quarter. Marcus Smart stepped up, made some big buckets for him, and certainly plenty of defensive intensity as well. Marcus Smart diving on the floor, creating opportunities back the other way. But I can't get over the fact that you watched that first half, and it felt like the Celtics were a little sluggish. They were really kind of struggling to get anything going offensively. But as you brought it out, just the spacing just changed everything. How easy is it to make that adjustment going into the third quarter and then, just see it come to fruition?
Well, spacing is something that you can control. You can't control make or miss shots. I don't know anybody who shoots a shot thinking it's going to miss when it leaves their hand. Everybody wants it to go in, right? You're not shooting a shot to miss. Spacing is all just being disciplined, offensive discipline, and sticking to your rules. Where are you supposed to be at on the court? When you're running these plays, get deep corner if you're supposed to be deep corner. Don't start creeping up before the pick and roll happens, getting all in the way of everything. I think we played in congested space in the first half. Second half, in that third quarter especially, we played wide open. And it seems like this team predicates their defense off of how well they're playing offense. We've seen time and time again this year the offense not playing well and the defense kind of suffers. The offense plays well. It looks like the defense plays well. They held Toronto to 36% field goal in that third quarter and 0 for 4 from 3. So besides them getting whatever they want on the offensive end, they definitely was shutting down Toronto on the other end of the floor too.
All right, meanwhile, Jayson Tatum, 31 points, 12 rebounds to lead the way. It's his 4th straight double-double. He's standing by with Abby Chin back at Scotiabank Arena. Let's send it back out to Abby.
Jason, what was said at halftime amongst yourselves and from the coaches?
Figure it out. Second night of a back-to-back. A team that plays really well at home. And, we were just playing too slow. We was worried about the officiating too much. And we just wanted to change that. So we came out and started the third quarter with just a different boost of energy. You have a lot of credit to Blake, man. Blake played his ass off tonight. Luke came in and played tremendous for us. I'm super happy for those guys because without them we wouldn't have won.
What you guys showed in that third quarter, that is the stuff of champions. What did you learn about this group?
Oh man, when we put our minds to it, we can beat anybody. And it's a choice that we got to make, right? We can make an excuse. We had 2 guys out, 4 guys out actually. Second night of a back-to-back. We could have just chalked this one up, but, we want to figure it out because we got a bigger goal in mind. It's one game at a time, but, this is the steps you got to take to get there.
We talked about it last night, but Jaylen had some huge plays in this game. How do you describe how he is playing right now?
He's playing big. He's been playing great these last 10-plus games or whatever. And, you know, we need it, right? You know, we need him to be like that every night and, for us to have a chance to win.
This is a hard place to win in. You guys have now gone 2-0 on this road trip. How important is it to continue to stack up these wins?
It's really important, but we got a day off tomorrow in Phoenix. Get to play some golf, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, hurry up, get back there. We got a plane to catch. Thank you, Jayson. Congrats.
Oh, yeah. Always the golf weather that you can have in Phoenix there. And Jayson Tatum, of course, loving golf over the last few years. He's been working on that. But something he said there, Eddie, that reminded me of what you said as we're leaving the studio at halftime, because we only have so much time to talk on TV. But you talked about the energy. And Jayson Tatum talked about figuring it out and trying to figure out the energy there in that third quarter. And you did see a more energized team that was playing with more pace, that felt like it was playing too slow in the first half.
Well, yeah, that's a decision, like he said, that you have to make as an individual and as individuals on a team and come together and make sure that you have that. And he spoke about the two guys that injected a lot of that. Even in the first half, Blake was playing with a lot of energy. Luke Cornett was playing with a lot of energy. Talk about Blake Griffin, he had 13 points, 8 rebounds. Luke Cornett, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Those are huge numbers for guys who don't play, that are fringe rotational guys, right? And so you could always lean on those guys to come in. Well, when they do play like this, you could bet that that's going to boost everybody's else morale and boost your energy up. And I think that they made a conscious effort to say, hey, we're going to have the proper spacing. We're going to get after it defensively. And what we will do is we're going to speed up the game a little bit.
All right. You brought up the rebounds from both Blake Griffin and Luke Cornett, which was huge in this game because we talked about the second chance points and how the Raptors, best team in the NBA at second chance points. Celtics had to make an effort rebounding the ball. When it comes to Jayson Tatum, though, again, this is his 4th straight double-double. He's been rebounding like crazy lately. And I think we oftentimes talk so much about how good he is offensively. We don't talk enough about his ability to rebound the ball.
Well, I've been on this for the longest. When he gets 7 or more rebounds, to me, that's when he's engaged. I mean, you don't get rebounds. They don't just fall to you. He's not 7 feet tall, even though he's long out there, but he's not living around in the paint. He's a perimeter player. You find him on the perimeter a lot. When he gets these rebounds, it's because he's coming back. He's tracking the basketball. He's engaged but he sees the misses. He knows where it's bouncing off. So, to me, when you get that Jayson Tatum that gets 7 or more rebounds, I think the rest of the game just flows for him. It's because he is locked in. And then again, when you locked in on the defensive end like they were, the offense seems to come a whole lot easier.
All right, let's bring in Scal now as he's in Toronto. And Scal, watching this game and watching the way it played out, considering what we saw in the first half and the big change going into that third quarter, what are your thoughts on this win for the Celtics?
You know, Tom, I didn't mind the way that we played during the first half. I just thought we didn't get a great whistle. And I'm not even one guy that usually likes to complain about that stuff. I just thought it was like a little unfair, just the way that it was super physical on one end and a couple ticky-tackies on the other. But I'll say this, the way that they kept going, put their head down, and they were barking a little bit, but they just were like, okay, you're going to put this challenge on us. You have a hostile crowd. You have a tough team at home. You had the officials in the first half, you know, I don't know, calling things that I thought were a little bit sideways. But the Celtics responded, and in the third, that's when they flexed their muscles. You guys were talking about rebounding. Rebounding was the key to this game, whether it be Blake Griffin, Luke Cornett, Jayson Tatum, you mentioned, Jaylen Brown, he had 8. Rebounding is how they won this game because Toronto usually thrives off of that, not today, and then they got back. It was, I said this a little too early. I wish I would have held it back, but this was my favorite win of the season.
We did make note of that. Yeah, we made a note of that.
Yeah, you almost jinxed us. But, Scal, the one thing that I'll disagree with you about the first half, right? I didn't think our spacing. I think the last 3 games going into this game, and it started in the second half, we didn't look like the same Celtics basketball team that we were used to. The spacing, I felt like they were playing it congested. You know, I think everything was tight. They didn't have the same spacing. The ball wasn't hopping and moving. Even though we had 14 assists at halftime, I just felt like it wasn't flowing like we normally do. And I think in that third quarter, the pace changed. They made a conscious effort to have the pace be a little different to speed up the game. But I thought the spacing was phenomenal. I thought the spacing was so wide open, and it gave everybody an opportunity to do what they do best. Beat your man off the dribble, make a play for yourself, or make a play for your teammate.
I mean, I agree with you on the second half. I just thought they put – I would disagree with you on that first half. I didn't feel like they felt like they were moving that ball, popping it. They weren't making as many shots, but I thought they had decent spacing. I just thought like they were going tough to the rim, expecting to get that call, and they didn't get the call. But it's all right, man. You know what? Me and you, we're cool, man. We're gonna be on the broadcast together. You can drop all your opinions, and I'm just gonna be like the Mike Gorman, that I can just move on.
That's going to be Wednesday. We'll talk more about that coming up later on. But Wednesday, we're going to have Scal and Eddie doing the players-only call between the Suns and the Celtics. Scal, thanks so much. Eddie will see you out in Phoenix. Meanwhile, Celtics get the win 116-110.